Hi guys, good evening. My name is Kishore. I would be the designated trainer. The class timings would be 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every day. Okay, on the weekends it will be in the morning 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Okay, uh, that's how this class is going to happen. After every class is done, a recording will be shared of the class. Okay, and you can also review the recording. If you have any doubts, you can get back to me. So how will our communication channel be? So once you guys enroll, you will create a WhatsApp group, okay, where you, all the students, and you and me will be there. And we will, if you have any doubts during duration of the class or when you're reviewing something, you can just put those doubts there, and I'll do my best to answer it, or I'll try to cover that again in the next coming up class. Okay. Now, before I proceed further, uh, I just want to talk to each one of you, okay, about what made you to take the SCCM course, so that when before the start of the class, I'll make sure that I'll try to cover something deeper that is related to your activity. Okay, so Amrish, can you just tell about yourself, please?
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Good
Myself,
evening.
Amresh Lenka. Currently, I'm working as a team lead in a leading IT company, senior level IT company. Uh,
Okay.
so, uh, since last around 4 years, I'm working on SCCM. But the major part I'm covering is the patching, the Windows Update patching. And so, but I just want to know more about SCCM as well as Intune and the other parts of the SCCM. So that's why
Okay.
I just want to check this course.
Yeah. Okay. So
Thank you.
see, Intune is not completely covered here. I'm just going to give an introduction to Intune. Intune is another complete 16 hours class that is going to happen. Okay, scheduled and everything will share with you. But this is going to be a core SCCM and Intune introduction. Okay, that's how this class is going to go. Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
got
Yeah. Next, I know about Kalyani, so not a problem. Kanwar, what about you? Kanwar. Okay. Kaita, what about you?
Thank you, sir. A previous session also I attended for the same. I'm working as a consultant for the company. I'm looking for packaging. I mean, I'm into packaging team, so I'm looking for packaging sessions and all.
Packaging sessions. This is an SCCM session.
Okay.
Packaging session is going to start on 19th.
Okay.
I'll ask somebody to connect with you for the packaging session. Okay.
Okay.
Drop
Okay.
your number privately in the chat. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Convert, mic is on your side. Okay. You can just explain about yourself in the chat. I'll just note it down here. No problem. Yeah. Then Nagendra.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, all. Myself, Nagendra, I have experience on production support, SQL Server production support, 4 years of experience.
Okay.
Just I
So you want
want
to
to
learn
change
SCCM.
the,
Okay.
I want to
Understand.
learn SQL.
Understand. Understand. Nitish.
Hi, my name is Nitish. I'm working in TCS as IT analyst. I want to learn about SCCM for softwares and OST and for packaging and for patching.
Yeah. SCCM is okay. We do packaging deployment on related to SCCM. If you want to learn core packaging, there's another course for it. Okay. So that starts only on the weekend, so you can join to that. So
Okay.
okay, conversing is from the help desk background. Okay. So depending on the crowd, I can actually see how better I can teach you guys. Okay, that's the reason I'm asking. Polaya. Polaya and Polly Reddy. Guys, able to hear me? Fully ready? Okay. Sandeep Illuru.
Yeah, hi, this is Sandeep. Actually, I'm looking to learn for on OSD.
Okay. So we cover the entire SCCM. Along with it, we cover OSD as well. Okay, how to deploy, how to create
Okay.
task sequence, the planning and everything as well. So we
Yeah.
will be
Okay.
doing that as well. But you're going
Okay.
to want mainly OSD.
Okay.
Yes, we'll be covering that as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pullaya, what about you? Okay, so okay, that's fine. Now let me tell about myself. So I'm based out of Bangalore. My name is Kishore, and I have about 11.5 years of IT experience, and training experience is about 7 years. Okay, I do corporate trainings and trainings like this as well. So my class is completely practical class. I have done global deployments for some major companies, both greenfield implementations of SCCM and also upgrades. Currently, I'm working as an architect for one of the major firms here in Bangalore, where I design end user infrastructures along with SCCM packaging, VMware Workspace, Intune. So this is my main skill set. Okay, and I teach 3 courses. That is your application packaging, SCCM, and Intune. Currently, I take only 2 batches a day. So so next batch is going to start on 22nd. Now, how is our class going to be? Okay, our class is going to be on completely Azure environment. It is going to be on cloud environment. Why are we going to do the class in the Azure environment? So this is an ongoing class that I'm doing currently. Okay, we have created 4 machines, that is domain, database, SCCM, and client. And this will help us to build the machines little faster and replicate the production related issues. Most of you guys have come here not to just learn SCCM, how to implement this SCCM on your day-to-day activities to make it simple. So what I've done is I've tried my best to replicate the production in production related scenarios. And also, if you have these recordings, you should be able to implement your SCCM on your own in the production for about 80,000 machines. Okay, other than adding a little bit of additional servers, okay, the main core infrastructure will be the same. Now, why are we doing on Azure? As I said, it is free. If I hope all of you guys have a credit card. If you guys don't have a credit card, take it from your friends or family or somebody, because it's not going to charge anything on your credit card. It's typically free. Say that this card we have used about, say, CCF subscription free trial as a credit amount of 10,000 rupees. Normally you get around 14,500 rupees from Microsoft. Okay, for authentication purpose they ask for your credit card. Okay, so don't worry about using a credit card. It's typically free on the Azure environment. Okay, that's the only the criteria request that I ask you guys from. Now let me go to the my SCCM console. Okay, here, so basically this is an ongoing class where we are doing certain activities. Now let me explain you the SCCM console, how an SCCM console works. So before I do that, before I come to the SCCM console, let me open up a notepad and explain you, okay, about set 4 roles that will come under SCCM. First is software distribution role. Next is patch management. Next is image management, or you call it as OSD. Then infra management. Now, for software distribution, what is a typical experience normally, guys? Companies look at is 2 to 3 years. Okay. For patch management is also 2 to 3 years. For image management, they look from 3 to 5 years. And for infra management, it is 5 and above. Now, what is a typical salary structure? Okay, how much salary will these guys get paid? Okay, so I'm telling you about today's market. Okay, because I take a lot of interviews, a lot of salary load, I do a lot of salary loads as well. When I see today's market, a 3 years experienced guy, if he's typically having about 5 or 6 lakhs package, I've seen guys getting 13 lakhs. Today's market, not 5 years ago. 5 years ago, they used to get about 8 lakhs. Okay, now we get 13 lakhs. Same thing here as well. This is a maximum they are getting from what I have seen or heard from my students in the past classes. Okay, they call me whenever they get good offers. So, and these guys are getting about 15 to 18 lakhs. And infra guys get about 20 lakhs. My students have got so much, so it's up to you guys to how you negotiate. Okay. Now, what is the skill set that is required is an infra guy should be an expert along with SCCM infra, not necessarily an image management expert. Okay. He should be expert in software distribution, patch management, along with SCCM. And image management guy should also be an expert in software distribution, little bit of coding, scripting. A good application packaging engineer can become a good image engineer. In my experience, I try to convert most of the packages into image engineers because they do pretty good scripting and they do a lot of problem solving. So, and they get paid pretty well as well. Okay, so these are the current market scenarios which I am getting live updates from my students who are getting this kind of salaries. Okay, now what does software distribution do? Basically creating applications into the SCCM, then deploying it around 10,000, 15,000 machines. Okay, say MS Office they want, or say they want a 7-zip, you stage that onto SCCM and you deploy it. But what goes in, how you stage, planning, change, all those things. We'll talk about all those things in the class. Okay, how to handle it as well. The patch management is basically to maintain the security. If you guys see after the second week, patch Tuesday, most of your machines will start rebooting, waiting for the update or update and shut down. So an SCCM engineer will push the patch onto your machines without your knowledge. So once you reboot your machine, the patches will start getting applied so that your machine is secure from vulnerabilities. Then image management. So you, as soon as you guys order a laptop in your company, you guys get a preloaded image where all your apps are completely loaded onto that, and you start using. You don't install the app separately later, one by one. So all of them are preloaded, pre-configured, and they come to you. So that is image management. So basically with your company branding and settings, everything will come down, and all the drivers that is related to your laptop or desktop will be installed in that preloaded by an image engineer. Then infra management, it's maintaining the huge SCCM infrastructure. If something going wrong, if something goes wrong, the infra management team or the engineer has to help in fixing it ASAP, because these three will not work if this guy does not work. So we don't know which one will break. So to be sharp enough, to be quick enough, infra management guys, and they're also pretty decently paid. I've seen guys getting SCCM with few other skill sets up to 35 as of now in the current market. Okay, so this is how it is, but it also adds to your experience. Not the 5 years experience we have seen 20, but the guys with around 12 to 13 have gone to this much. Okay. Now, let me explain you where do these guys work on in the SCCM console. Okay, first let me take the infrastructure guy. He typically his work mostly will be in the administration pay. This is the section where you decide how your companies are divided within SCCM, which application should we go to which TP. So how is the distribution points configured? Basically, how is your entire SCCM configuration happens is decided in the administration pane. And so anything goes wrong with your system, the first thing they will come to the administration pane and start checking certain settings here. Next, the patch management, image management, and the software deployment guy will come and start working in the software library. Here they decide, okay, they design and decide how to deploy applications. Okay, what are the internals that goes into it? I'll go pretty detailed about application deployment as well in the class. Okay, I'll teach you in very layman terms. So you need not be an expert, you need not know SCCM at all. Okay, but if you know, you can ask me more questions so that others can also answer, understand what will be happening in the production as well by my answers as well. Okay, please do ask as many questions as possible when you join the sessions. Okay, next, software updates. So basically here we decide, what all patches has to go, how it has to go, and all those things. So we'll try to deploy these patches and everything. Next, operating system. So here we design the drivers, we download the drivers, we import them, we import the image. We talk about how to do an in-place upgrade, how to do a bare metal deployment, and all those things. So basically these two scenarios are pretty famously done. So I'm going to cover these two scenarios as well. Okay, next. Now, what are you going to deploy to? You're going to deploy to a collection, isn't it? So it's a collection as in to a group of machines. So you want to deploy to all the machines in, say, HR department. So you create a collection, you group all those machines. Some new HR software has come. You create an application, you keep it ready. Application is working fine. Now you collect all the HR department machines, okay, and then you put them into a single collection. You deploy the application to it. So when you're deploying, what are the decisions that has to be taken? How will you design the deployment? All those things we'll talk in the class. Now, when you do all these activities, you should be able to monitor their progress, right? You should know what is going wrong, what is the error that is coming. If something is going wrong, okay, where can I see that? So all of those things you see in the monitoring pane. So basically most of the time you guys will be working on the deployment section, reporting, and various other things. Okay, even the infrastructure related statuses, problems, and all those things we can come and check here. So this is where these four guys start working. You're getting my point? In the SCCM console. And it will be pretty much all my production experiences I'll share. Okay. And try to ask as many questions as possible. That's the only request from my students that I ask in the class. Now, any questions that you guys have? You have any questions?
So, do you cover the Windows Defender and the security parts also?
We can cover that as well. All that is, it's not part of my syllabus as though, but if you want it to be covered, we'll do it in the endpoint production as well. Not a problem at all. Anything, see guys, it's not related. It's if it is not related to this also, if it's related to end user computing, please do shoot the questions. I am happy to teach you guys. Not at all a problem.
How about the reading the logs from the client machines, like for
Oh, for
troubleshooting?
everything we will do it. For everything, yes. Logs, obviously. Without logs, you cannot do SCCM. Okay. Any troubleshooting which I'm going to talk about to you guys, it all comes down to logs. SCCM, it's log. It's a log-based tool. So everything, for every damn thing that we do, we will talk about logs.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
Yes.
It will be covered like co-management devices related issues. Like
The
we need to have.
co-management, you need to have the infrastructure, but I'll talk about the co-management loads. You can ask me the questions on that, how the loads are managed, how are the designs happen currently. I can tell about all those things. Not at all a problem. Since since we do it on the cloud, we have some lab restrictions, but yes, but we don't have the knowledge restriction. Anything
My current
related to it, you
organization,
can
they are
also.
using SCCM and Intune, so they are planning to migrate entire from
See, when they do
SCCM.
SCCM and Intune, all that happens is they have to do one. They have to take one decision. The decision is should the patching happen through SCCM or Intune. If it's happening through Intune, how we're going to decide through SCCM? Through SCCM, I'm going to teach you that no problem. Then do you want the application deployment to happen through Intune or through SCCM? That decisions they have to make. So basically the loads have to differ from Intune or SCCM. Currently, companies are using Intune only for autopilot. If they're using Intune for application deployment, then it's completely an Intune project. They are not using SCCM there. If they have SCCM, no company is using Intune for application deployment or patch deployment because there are lots and lot of drawbacks. Okay, that's right.
I'm agree on this.
Yeah.
I do have exposure to many projects, so I'm strongly agree on this.
Because we do a lot of what to say proposals, right? The pre-sales and things like that. Say, clients will come and ask, "Hey, I have a certain, say, IBM Big Fix. It's not satisfying my need. I want to go to modern device management," and they come and say, I have Intune license. I want to use Intune." Then we go with the proposal. I say, from Big Fix to Intune, you cannot go directly. You have to use SCCM because they're all on-premise. From on-premise to cloud, they don't have the infrastructure to do that. It will take at least next 7 to 10 years for the entire world to move to completely Intune, and Intune also should mature. But right now, any project that is there, in SCCM is implemented along with Intune, because in Intune you cannot deploy more than 6 GB apps. Okay, you cannot get beautiful reports that you get here. You cannot do software metering. If for remote control, you have to use TeamViewer. There is a lot of hidden charges there. The client is rich enough to do all those things, yes. Okay. Other than autopilot, nothing else they're keen on, because that is reducing their bandwidth, and basically the network bandwidth is reduced. That's the only saleable feature that's happening now. Yeah. I hope any guys who are actually working on this, should understand this. Yeah, we'll discuss a lot, because trust me, I can explain you in very much more details. Yeah. Any other questions you guys have?
I have one more.
Yeah.
At first, you showed us that the complete lab will be on Azure, and you have
Complete lab will be on
already built.
Azure. Yes.
Yeah. So you have built 4 server, and you are saying that it will be a free account. So free account we will create this for servers. But how
Yes.
long
The
we can hold this
limitation
for
for the
server?
free account is for 4. Yeah. Yes. How long it is? That's a good question. It's for 30 days, 1 month, not 30 days, 1 month, whatever the start date to end date. Okay. And after this, you can I can share the links with you to build in your virtual machines and things like that on your personal laptop. If you have good RAM, around at least around 16 GB, you can build some nice labs there. Okay.
Okay. So you mean to say through free account we can hold this like 3 server and one
For
client
30
machine for
days.
30 days.
Yes. Now, when I say why I'm doing this, okay, in here, machines can spin up very fast. Okay, that is one thing. And next thing is I can show you step by step. So I'm building a domain here. Okay, what all configurations we do in a domain, what all configurations we do in a database in the production. The same thing I can replicate here. Okay, so that I can easily connect whatever we do to the production related activities. And I'll also show you. And the most important thing is, I'll show you guys what not to do as well. Most of the time, what will happen is, you know what to do in the through articles and things like that. But you say if you're working for some global clients, okay, there are certain things that you have to take care when you go to the production. So I'll tell about all those things, about how to get escaped from the pitfalls. So what all observations you have to do. Okay, there are some key observations that you have to do when you select the prerequisites and things like that. So those things are all I'll tell. Okay, just to avoid problems, because I've installed this particular, at least in the lab, I've installed for more than like 200 times. In the production, I've done about major around 17 implementations with a pretty major production deployments. Yeah. You guys have any questions related to any other thing related to end user computing, not only about SCCM, that you want to ask me? You can shoot the question, no problem. Guys?
The duration of the course should be?
The duration of the course would be 30 days. Not completely, the lab is for 30 days. So we'll do the class for about say 19 to 22 hours. It depends because the crowd is big. The questions will be big, and I'll try to answer every question. So it depends on that. Sometimes it might get extended if the crowd is small. It might reduce. Depends on that.
So it's like Monday
But
to
for me,
Friday,
every
or
question should be every question I'll try to answer. That's the point. Yeah.
got it. Thanks.
Kishore, if I have any issue in my current organization, will you help me on the same?
Just shoot me the question. Okay.
No. Not now. I mean, in case if I join the
See,
session.
after the class, you guys have my number. Always connect with me. No problem. My students who have passed out 4 years back still connect with me. Okay. At least they might not ask me like everything in detail. They might want to like, have you faced this issue? So most of the time you would have seen it because I have so many projects under my control. We see it here and there. We'll tell them do this, do this. So yeah, definitely. Our relationship does not end when the class ends. It
In
continues.
this SCCM, it will be covered everything, right? From the scratch, from like.
Yes, we'll be doing. See, guys, SCCM is so depth. You will to your day-to-day activities. My class is more than enough, and you will be doing right from the scratch everything. So what you'll get to know is you'll get to know the workflow. When you touch A, what's going to happen at say Z, you will come to know. Okay, like that we'll go by a workflow. Okay, step by step. So mostly my class would be on the workflow based, how a specific activity happens, so that you'll come to know where to fix your problem. Okay.
After
Any
this
other
course,
questions?
after
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
course, which Microsoft certification will be helpful for us to like show in our
Okay.
resume?
Yes. I was SCCM certified in Microsoft back in 2013, but currently we don't have any certifications for this as such. But I recommend my students to get Windows 10 certifications because most of the organizations look at that Windows 10 certifications. MD 100 and MD 101.
Okay. And what about that SC 900? That also be helpful, or
Which one? AZ
SC
900.
900? Yeah. No, SC Microsoft like security compliance and
No, don't do that
uh,
now. Don't do that now. FC 900 is not related to SCCM. It's related to the cloud. But guys in SCCM, MD 100, MD 101 is preferred. It's assumed that those guys know operating system very well.
okay. No, the reason why I'm asking is because the Microsoft provide that free virtual training, and we can
If you get
attempt
it
that.
free, take it. If you get it free, take it. Because I also do those
Yeah.
kind of trainings. If it comes for free, because later I have to pay for it. So it comes free, I'll take it. So if you get it free, don't bother about is it useful or not. Just take it and keep it. You don't have any to be helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
And they also cover some part of SCCM into, so that's why I asked.
What I will do is every part. So what I will do is after all my SCCM class over, I'll do one class about comparing SCCM with Intune. Okay, so that most of the times you'll have confusions about what is this Intune. It's also doing it as SCCM. SCCM also doing as Intune. Why should I learn two technologies for the same activity? So I'm going to tell you there are a lot of limitations and there are some positive things as well. We'll talk about this in one session and then I'll end this session. That's how my class goes. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? But I can promise one thing is that the class will be pretty fully practical and interesting, and it will be more interesting if you guys can ask as much questions as possible. Okay. Yeah.
2 hours plus, right?
Come again? No. Only 1 hour. 2 hours, nobody can sit and concentrate. So it's only 1 hour. Yeah. We have 1 month, so we have
Yeah,
30 days.
I mean, SCCM is huge, I mean, subject. So how can we complete within 30 hours?
Come again?
And yeah, SCCM is a huge subject. So how can we complete within 30 hours?
Yes, see, yes, it is a huge subject. See, that's what I would not be covering all the features that Microsoft will keep on adding. I'll be what you will have to take away from this course is whatever you do, major activities. Okay, and also if you need a specific thing, obviously I will cover that. It's not a problem. Okay, and if you have any doubts in like after I cover, okay, you can always reach out to me. And the next thing is, with the subject which I'm covering, you should be able to understand everything else.
Okay.
Okay, because trust me, I started SCCM and the SCCM console which you are seeing now, right? This console did not have so many features that you see here. We used to hardly have only these 3 nodes were there. Okay, only these 3 nodes were. Even today we use these 3 nodes 99.9% of our SCCM console activity, even today. So there is nothing much changed in terms of like the way we do it. Only here and there, maybe in say out of 5 projects, 1 project might use some additional feature. It's like that. But the guys who are looking to transition, you have to start from where I'm telling you guys to start. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Okay.
And one more thing, the class will be in English. So I speak about 5 languages. If you want anything to be explained in your language, you have to call me privately. Okay. Say English, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, or Tamil, whatever it is, but you have to call me privately for that. But the class will be in English. Yeah. Whoever joined late, you guys will get the recording of the class as well. We will share it. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? And the class will be from 6 to 7 o'clock. So make sure to you join. And if you miss the class by any chance, the recording will be shared. Review the recording and come back to the next class, because some topics will be 2 classes continuation, so that it will be easy for you to understand the next class. Okay, because I know you guys are working professional. You might get into a call, might be a P1. Okay, maybe you might have to attend to homely duties. I do understand all those things. But you can shoot the question. It does not mean you need not. You can shoot the question. Okay, and you can go forward. Yeah. If there's no question, I'll end the demo.
Hi, this is Polaya.
Yeah, Polaya, tell me.
I have a question. I can ask in Telugu.
Yes, go ahead, ask. But I'll answer in English, but you can ask in Telugu.
ఓకే ఓకే అంటే నాకు నేను ఇప్పుడు ఫ్రెషర్ ఎస్ఎస్ఎం నేర్చుకుందాం అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు ఎస్ఎస్ఎం లో జాబ్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయి అనేసి.
So SCCM jobs are for freshers. They only expect, say not freshers, say for 1.5 years experience guy, you should know software distribution. Whatever he knows in software distribution, he should know a little bit of patch management. That is the expectation in the market for 1.5 experience guy. Okay, so I would also suggest you to take packaging, because only with SCCM it will not do the job. Okay, you should have packaging and SCCM. That should help you to get your resume shortlisted. Okay, without taking anybody's help.
Okay,
you should be able to clear. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'll end the demo. Is everybody okay for me to end the demo?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.